Hello everybody, my name is Dratknows, and in today's Great Vault video, we're hoping to see some big upgrades. There's actually a decent chance we don't now on my Druid here. I've got a lot of good items already. So I've got 4 mythic bosses dead on this character, well 5, but we heartbreakingly weren't able to kill Silken Court last week despite a 3% wipe and then 2 10% wipes that both would have been there if a Dispel had landed. Very sad. We'll hopefully get it today, and then it still won't be too bad, but that's costing us 1 row on this vault, or 1 slot on this vault. And then we have some M+ options as well, but really hoping to see something good from the raid, like the cloak. Okay, we're not going to see the very rare cloak, unfortunately. That would have, I think, been the best thing. There's a belt. I already have a better belt. There's pants. I crafted in pants last week, so this is not something I would take. There's bracers. Hero track bracers, definitely never going to take those out of a vault. I have champion track bracers on right now, but I could very easily farm hero track ones. Or actually what I might do is get PvP champion track ones and then throw a socket in them, a PvP socket. Then we have a Mastery Haste Cloak from M+, or a Haste Crit Weapon. Weapon from M+ rows is pretty lucky, actually. I didn't end up getting the 3rd row on this character for the M+ vault. Then we have pants, trinket, and 584 boots from doing some random world activities or something. Okay, we're definitely not taking anything from the Delve row. We're definitely not taking anything from the Raid row. We're not going to take the Sandalhead Cape, I don't think, because it probably doesn't upgrade Wings of Shattered Sorrow. We're not going to take this weapon, so we're probably going to end up taking a socket here. And then I need to get some better bracers to put a socket into, because I've already got a socket in my helmet and my belt. And then this week's crests, I have to decide whether I want to upgrade myth track pieces, like my trinket, my helmet, and my belt, or whether I want to make it another enchanted gilded crest craft. Probably just going to send the upgrades. But it's a shame, yeah, it doesn't look like there's really any value in taking any of this stuff, so it probably is going to be the socket here. And then I need to go farm myself up a haste verse bracers from somewhere. Although I could just get a PvP one and then save the socket, but the socket doesn't do anything. I've already got myth track in the socketed pieces. I don't know. It's kind of just nothing for the Druid. It's okay. Last week we got the very rare necklace. So like I said, there was a pretty high chance that we weren't going to get anything good on the Druid this week. Whatever. We won't take any vault just yet. All right, up next is my DK. DK only killed 1 mythic boss, Brood Twister. Still killing Brood Twister on this character for the foreseeable future. Just makes the fight easier to have the grips and stuff. Did also do some keys to get my Gilded Crest before raid last week to make Brood Twister easier. Let's see what we got here. Loot spec Unholy, that's probably fine. And Sikran's Endless Arsenal Heroic. Queensguard Carapace Heroic, Exhumed Centurion's Chauce's Heroic, okay. Not taking any of those. Then Myth Track Helmet or Myth Track Belt are options against a socket. Yeah, so I have full sockets in these 2 pieces, but I guess I don't have a socketed crafted bracers that I could take. I think I have a place for my Gilded Crests to go this week, though. I have Myth Track pants that I am ready to catalyze now because there's a new catalyst charge this week. So that's going to be able to take 5 Myth Track upgrades, which 5 times 15 is 75. So then I'll have only 15 to spare, and I could just throw those into this necklace. So I have a place for Myth Track to go, even if I don't take this helmet. But on the other hand, if I don't take this helmet, I don't know. I think long-term it's probably better to just take some more Myth Track stuff, because if I take a socket this week, I'm not going to have anywhere for Myth Track or for Gilded Crest to go next week. But if I take this week, then next week I'll have places for my Gilded Crest to go, and I'll have 2 places for a socket to go. So that sounds a little bit better to me. So take this, leave it for a little while, because it's not going to be better for a while than this, but eventually catalyze this and put a socket in it and stuff, and it'll be better. Okay, yeah, very long-term thinking, but this character doesn't need to get any better gear currently. It's 625, don't need anything more for Brood Twister. That boss since it got nerfed last week, fairly easy. So I'm mostly just trying to make sure this character is smooth for if we end up doing 2 Ansarek kills at some point in the future, which I don't know when that might happen. That boss looks really hard. It's probably going to be pretty hard to kill with ults for a while, but I don't know. There's a weekly stacking buff that we're going to get that will make us quite a bit stronger. I think starting next week is what Wowhead says for when we got our first little hit of 3% damage and health and stuff. All right, here's my monk. I did 1 key, and then I also did a heroic split. That was last week of heroic splits, by the way. We're not doing splits anymore, so these characters are not going to be getting raid rows for free after this. So we have, Avoidance Socketed Hero Track Helmet. That's pretty cool. Cloak with Speed. That's also pretty cool. Speed is cool. But I don't think I need that, especially on a monk. So I'm choosing between socketing my helmet with bonus avoidance or taking a socket and then being able to socket a myth track piece when I get my hands on some. I'm just going to take the medium term upgrade here of the avoidance and the socket. This also saves me a catalyst slot, which is kind of nice because, crit verse helmet is nice. Those are good stats. The helmet is well statted for this spec. And then I can potentially untier one of my other slots if I get good eye level in them, which I maybe already have on this character. I don't remember. I guess I don't see any eye level upgrades on anything. So yeah, all right, pretty good. Not a terrible outcome for the Brewmaster, although a bit of a shame that the Myth Track piece we saw was in Cloak, which is the only piece we already have on Myth Track on this character. But that's how it goes. If you only get 1 on plus row, I don't know. I was going to say you can't really complain, but you definitely can complain. I do it in this video series all the time, but you shouldn't complain. Well, maybe it's not even you shouldn't complain. It's, you can complain. You are within your rights to do so. It's fun. But, realistically, deep down, okay, if you really wanted to not get a cloak, get more than 1 myth track option in your vault. Although this season, it feels so annoying to do that. Like, doing 4 plus 10 keystones is a very difficult feat. And then doing multiple bosses in the raid as well on Mythic. I guess that's probably easier, like doing a little 2 out of 8 clear. Something to maybe start trying to do on ults, especially now that BOEs are BOE. Okay, ooh, wow, that's really good. Myth Track Shield for the Prot Warrior. That's a very, very good outcome. Shield is an extremely good slot to throw item levels into, so that's nice. I think this was a Warbound shield that I had on this guy as well from one of my clears. But yeah, now 623 there. Now I can start throwing Gilded Crest into this and be pretty happy with that on this character as well. I have 35 Gilded Crest somehow. I guess that's just from doing a few weeks of weekly clears and like 1 or 2 delve maps or something and a key. Or yeah, a few keys, some delve maps. I don't even think I ever did Heroic Silken Court or Ansarek on that guy. All right, here's my DH. My DH also did 1 key. I've done enough delves on all my characters to take a socket, though. I was fishing around for Glory of the Delver, so I was looking at a few delves last week and checking to see if they had the right story on them. I've done that now. I got Glory of the Delver yesterday, actually, so don't need that anymore. It's not Delve bonus week anymore. What bonus week is it? It's Pet Battle Week. Okay, nice. A week without a bonus week for me. That's good. That's a nice little relaxation week. Okay, ooh. A Haste Verse Ring. That's pretty cool. A Heroic Track Concoction Kiss of Death as well. Or Tier Pants. Tier Pants is the bigger short-term upgrade. Obviously, I only have 1 piece of tier right now. But we have 3 catalyst charges now, so I can actually just catalyze myself into tier very quickly if I wanted to on this character. But you can't catalyze yourself into myth track good statted rings. There's no way to do that. So I'm gonna take this myth track option while it's available to me. And again, this is I'm kind of optimizing how easy it's gonna be for this character to get fully bis geared once I start being able to like bring it to farm raid bosses and that kind of stuff. So that then I can potentially use it next season. I'm not even sure if I want to push M+ this season, like go for a title or anything like that. And if I did, it probably wouldn't be on the DH anyways. I think it would probably be on the Warrior. So it's nice that the Warrior got the shield. But I'm not sure I'm feeling it this season. I don't know. I feel like the keys this season are... It's weird, but I don't feel too much of a desire to push them. Like, I like the new affixes that are at the low key levels, but I just have no desire to go do a 12 or higher. It's not even because the affixes aren't there. It's just like, I don't know, the difficulty in the dungeon, it seems like you're just literally pulling one pack at a time, and there's like no, I don't know, creativity or options to how you do that. Okay, loot spec rat, that sounds fine. This character probably has to be prot if I am ever actually using it for something, but I might not be. Okay, so we have an Oppressive Orator's Larynx, which is not a trinket that I've heard of. It's not a good sign. Not a good sign when it's not a trinket you've ever heard of. There is the Shadow Binding Ritual Knife, which is a trinket I've heard of. That thing is actually quite good, I believe, and a Master Crit Ring. So let's take a look. Okay, Wowhead has the Orator's Oppressive Orator's Larynx in B tier on their guide. On use damage, used near the end of combat or against ad spawns. Keep the strength stacks otherwise. So you just kind of get, I guess, a strength stat stick that gives you, I think it's going to be a little bit more strength than like a trinket with passive strength, right? This thing has 3607 strength at 639, whereas this is going to have 1300 times 3 is 3900, 3891 strength. So like 200 and something more strength, but you don't have the on use compared to this. But then you do get to press the on use to do a bunch of damage at the end of combat or against ad spawns or something. It's split damage though, so it's not like it's going to be big AoE damage. Yeah, interesting trinket. Let's see if anybody's using it. So this is actual popularity data from Archon. Where are the trinkets at? Gear overview, trinkets. Trinkets, okay, there's just a different button for that. So people are using Shadow Binding Ritual Knife in some decently high keys. But it doesn't really look like anybody's really using the Oppressive Orator's Larynx. But it's possible that there's just not... Like, people aren't using it, but on Myth Track it would be good. People aren't getting access to it on the Myth Track. I think I'm just going to take this Hero Track Shadow Binding Ritual Knife. Like, I know it's lower eye level, but I think this is enough of a better trinket, right? Like, this is a little bit less strength, but it gives you mastery. And, like, yeah, it has this proc where you lose stats. But I think this is still just a better trinket. Maybe that's foolish. Maybe I should just take the eye level in the Myth Track. I don't know. I won't decide yet. Tell me what you think down in the comments below I should take on this Ret Paladin vault. Could almost take a socket as well. You never know. You never know. You could take a socket. Any Ret Paladin experts though? Let me know what's the move there on that spec. Yeah, I guess I probably should just end up taking the Myth Track piece because I don't know. I don't think I'd use either on Prot Pally, but maybe the one that you just press button and it does damage is more compelling. Okay. Here is my Frostfire Mage, a powerful character. Eye level 600 currently. Loot spec Arcane, that doesn't matter. Although this character is a Frostfire. I'm playing Frostfire Mage. They buffed it. Last week I was doing not very much damage, but they buffed it this week. Ooh. And it's good to collect an Unbound Changeling, I think. I think that's better than the Nerubian Pheromone Secretor as well. So I'm going to take that item, and I'm going to put it... Is it better than the Aberrant Spellforge Warbound piece that I sent this character? Or the Nerubian Pheromone Secretor? I'm going to replace the Pheromone Secretor because the Spellforge, while annoying, the Pheromone Secretor is more annoying to me. But yeah, okay. A decent item, I guess, for me. That's probably pretty good. And yeah, this character's going to be doing unbelievable amounts of damage in keys this week. Just you wait. Next week, I'm going to log into my Great Vault video, and this character's going to have beaten the tank, probably. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hope your vaults have been good as well. Thanks so much for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.